I used to think eating healthy meant eating less. Smaller portions, more salads, I was always hungry and I was always inflamed. After 40, eating less is not the answer. Eating differently is. And the science on what that means has never been clearer. Welcome to Midlife Reset Lab, science-backed health for women over 40. Today, we're covering what an anti-inflammatory day of eating actually looks like, and why it matters more after 40 than at any other point in your life. First, what is inflammation exactly? Inflammation is your body's natural defense response. When you cut your finger, inflammation is what heals it. That kind of inflammation is healthy, necessary. The problem is chronic low-grade inflammation, when that same defense system stays switched on all the time, quietly, in the background. No visible wound, no obvious infection, just a constant low-level fire burning inside. You feel it as fatigue that won't lift, joint pain that appears from nowhere, brain fog, bloating, weight that won't move no matter what you do. That is chronic inflammation. Why inflammation becomes the real problem after 40. Estrogen is not just a reproductive hormone. It is one of your body's most powerful natural anti-inflammatories. When estrogen declines during perimenopause, your body loses a key layer of inflammation protection. Research published in the Journal of Neuroinflammation describes the menopausal transition itself as an inflammatory event, affecting every cell in the body. Chronic low-grade inflammation after 40 is linked to weight gain around the abdomen, fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, disrupted sleep, and increased risk of heart disease and diabetes. It is also linked to worsening hormonal symptoms. More hot flashes, more mood disruption, more of everything you are already dealing with. The good news: diet is one of the most powerful tools for reducing inflammation, and it starts with what you put on your plate today. Morning. Start with protein and healthy fat, not sugar. Most women over 40 start their day with carbohydrates, toast, cereal, fruit juice. These spike blood sugar, then crash it, which triggers cortisol, which drives inflammation. The research is clear. Starting the day with protein stabilizes blood sugar for hours, supports muscle preservation, and reduces cortisol response. What this looks like: 2 to 3 eggs with avocado and a handful of spinach, or full-fat plain Greek yogurt with walnuts and a few berries, or a protein smoothie with flaxseed and leafy greens. The target is 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Research shows this single change reduces hunger, stabilizes energy, and lowers inflammatory markers across the day. I used to skip breakfast or have just coffee. I was starving by 10 and crashing by noon. Now I eat 30 grams of protein before anything else. Midday, omega-3s and cruciferous vegetables. Omega-3 fatty acids are the most researched anti-inflammatory nutrient for women in midlife. Wild-caught salmon, sardines, walnuts and flaxseed all deliver them. Research consistently shows omega-3s reduce inflammatory markers, specifically CRP and interleukin-6, which are the same markers elevated in women with hormonal imbalance. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, cauliflower, are equally critical. They contain compounds that specifically support estrogen metabolism in the liver, helping your body clear excess and inflammatory estrogen. A midday meal of salmon with roasted broccoli and a handful of walnuts is not just anti-inflammatory, it is specifically supportive of hormonal balance. Afternoon, the snack that stabilizes everything. The 3 p.m. crash is not a willpower problem, it is a blood sugar problem. After 40, insulin sensitivity decreases. Blood sugar swings become more dramatic and more inflammatory. A small afternoon snack of protein and fat stabilizes this completely. A handful of walnuts and a hard-boiled egg, or hummus with cucumber, or a small handful of pumpkin seeds. This prevents the cortisol spike that comes with blood sugar crashes and the inflammation that follows. The 3 p.m. crash used to send me straight to chocolate. Now I keep walnuts on my desk. That one change stopped the spiral. Evening, finish eating early. The timing matters. Research shows that eating late in the evening increases inflammatory markers and disrupts hormonal rhythms. The target: finish your last meal at least 3 hours before bed. This supports cortisol regulation, improves sleep quality, and reduces overnight inflammation. Your evening meal should include a quality protein, non-starchy vegetables, and a healthy fat. And keep it simple. Your digestion slows after 40, and heavy evening meals disrupt sleep more than they used to. What to reduce? The 3 biggest inflammatory drivers. Number 1, refined sugar and processed carbohydrates. These directly spike insulin and inflammatory markers, and after 40, when insulin sensitivity is already declining, the effect is amplified. Number 2, alcohol. Even moderate alcohol consumption hinders fat metabolism, worsens hot flashes, disrupts sleep, and increases inflammatory load. Number 3, ultra-processed foods. Anything with more than 5 ingredients you can't pronounce. These drive chronic inflammation more directly than almost any other dietary factor. One more thing, anti-inflammatory spices. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, rosemary, and cinnamon all contain compounds with measurable anti-inflammatory effects. Add turmeric to eggs. Add ginger to tea or smoothies. Add garlic to everything. These are not supplements, they are food, and they work. Anti-inflammatory eating after 40 is not a diet, it is a framework. Protein at every meal, omega-3s daily, cruciferous vegetables consistently, less sugar, less alcohol, less processed food. Finish eating 3 hours before bed. Subscribe to Midlife Reset Lab. New video every week. And tell me in the comments, which of these changes are you making first?